Jerome recently just introduced Dr. Shurian and Salusa and Dr. Quinian and Arnold Antoni. We just were wondering if we could have a little bit of information about them more and that we could share also with others.
Peace, beloved. These doctors come together in the hospitals of light, and they visit many hospitals of light because there are hospitals of light in many dimensions of the cosmos. So they come from, they actually, although we say they come from different constellations, they visit also all the constellations. And so Arnold Antoni is an ascended doctor who uses his Italian name. He likes to do that. He was actually ascended being in his lifetime, and so he had that name as an ascended being in his last lifetime in Italy, and started working in the ascended realms. This is a very ancient when I'm saying he did this, but he initiated many high-level hospitals of light where they are bringing in strong techniques of healing that will come onto the earth in actual fact. Many extraterrestrial beings are working at the present time to try and get those powerful ascended methods of healing to come in, and they actually have been brought in but have been suppressed. You probably know about that. So Dr. Shurian is an ascended being. Now both Shurian and Quinian have relationships with the Pleiades and Arcturus because they're working together. But Shurian originally is coming from Pleiades and Quinian is originally coming from Arcturus, but they are really using techniques and understanding and methods that they have evolved within their various constellations, both together and separately. They all work in harmony, if you like, together, but also have specialities. And so they're evolving their specialities all the time, and of course evolving and developing themselves. Quinian is very high brain resonance, works within the psychic faculties of the brain, helps to enhance brain capabilities for beings working with psychic abilities who are in physical bodies, and a lot of repair work with, for example, brain tumors, those kinds of energies, very high mental energy. People often do have a difficulty balancing the brain on the physical plane. The brain can become, swollen. This is something that has happened a lot in your world with beings who are working with high energies that are quite, if you like, taxing on the physical brain. Dr. Shurian is working a lot with the heart, the throat, expression, a lot with emotion, release of old trauma, very much working in ancestral lines, helping people to clear what is no longer needed, working quite in the dense body there with the heart conditions and conditions of the digestive tract a lot as well. And so that is really the most. That's just a little bit about the detail of their specialities. Arnold Antoni is very much, he is an extraordinary communicator. He can help. The body is a communication system. What often happens with the body is it loses its connection with its source, if you like, the source energy, the divine energy. Arnold Antoni is a connector. He helps to connect up the nerve. He's very much working in the nervous system, in the almost you could say the filaments of the light body, which replicate the nervous system and are reaching to the divine and helping the highest energy come through for that being's healing. So you could say that he's working within the connector system of the light body, of the levels, of the different multidimensional levels of the light body.
Beautiful. And could I ask about Salusa as well?
Salusa is a being who came to Earth with a lot of the Anunnaki, but she was kind of in the background. But she saw everything. She evolved through that period, shall we say, and then she represents a whole division is the wrong word, but a group of Anunnaki who have you could say they rebelled, or they are revolutionaries. They have come to Earth. They are part of the extraterrestrials who are trying to turn the tide, who are part of the beings turning the tide of what happened when the Anunnaki left, and a lot of their energies were badly misused, and then they were. What happened is that the forces that came in have really badly misused the powers left here on Earth. So Salusa is a being who knows a lot about the inner mechanisms of what you call the reptilians or the greys, and she is helping many ascended beings to, you could say, crack the codes that have been implanted in human bodies, and that are very deep and very, very destructive codes of self-harm, of all kinds of terrible negative patterns within humanity. So she is working in that sense to cleanse the old the energies that were put in thousands and thousands of years ago within humanity. And so she is a healing force from that constellation, from Nibiru.
But she works with genetic healing.
That's right. Genetic healing.
Reforming DNA.
That's right.
Bringing back in certain genomes.
Bringing back the divine DNA, basic DNA. Because basically, this is what happened, is that in a whole section of humanity were denied a certain gene. But some of humanity, that gene was kept in. It was like a massive experiment. But what happened is those who were denied it, they got bred into and enslaved. And so this is where a massive healing is going on at the present time within humanity to change the DNA coding of all humanity. Peace.
Peace. Thank you, Chung Fu.